Rain slid down the windshield as Daniel Frost sat motionless in his car, engine off, eyes fixed on the glowing house at the end of the street. Through the second-floor window, two shadows merged behind the curtain. He exhaled once, slow, steady. In the passenger seat, his phone displayed a live feed from a camera he'd planted inside that bedroom 7 days ago. He didn't need to burst in. The proof was already his. This night wasn't about catching her. It was about ending the game. Why did he have a camera inside? How long had he known? 6 years earlier. Daniel and Claire Frost were the couple everyone envied. Weekend barbecues, matching watches, couple selfies on vacation. Friends called them unbreakable. Daniel, 34, was a senior architect at Hartwell and Associates, quiet, observant, detail-oriented. Claire, 31, owned DNC Events, a boutique event planning company. She was charismatic, warm, the woman who made everyone feel special. But perfection was Claire's learned skill. Her alcoholic mother had taught her young. Smile through everything, hide every mistake. Appearances were survival. Claire loved Daniel, his steadiness, his trust. But love wasn't always enough when loneliness whispered. When Daniel's firm landed the $40 million Meridian Tower project, everything shifted. He worked 70-hour weeks, coming home exhausted at 11 p.m., too drained for conversation. Just a few more months, he'd promise. But months became longer. The house felt empty. The bed felt cold. Claire told herself she was fine, but the silence felt like abandonment. Claire started hosting networking events at their home, small gatherings for potential clients and vendors. Daniel encouraged it, stopping by briefly before disappearing to work on renderings. Build your empire, babe. I'm so proud of you. She loved him for that support, but she resented him for not noticing her lower necklines, her louder laughter at men's jokes, how she lingered at the door with certain guests. Marcus was first, project manager at Thompson Corporation, mid-40s, salt and pepper hair. He stayed late after one mixer, helped clean up. Your husband doesn't know how lucky he is. Coffee? Want to discuss the Thompson Gala. It was just coffee, until it wasn't. Daniel didn't suspect initially. Claire had always been social, always late from client dinners. But small things accumulated. New lingerie never worn for him, men's cologne in her car, her blouse buttoned wrong one night, her distance when being intimate. Daniel told himself it was stress. Deep down, something whispered, something is wrong. 3 months into the Meridian project, Claire left her phone on the kitchen counter while showering. A notification appeared. Marcus. Last night was incredible. When can I see you again? Daniel stared. His hands shook. He set the phone down exactly where it had been. 2 weeks later, he answered her phone by mistake. A man's voice casual. Hey, babe. Same place tonight? I'll bring the wine. Wait, who is this? The line went dead. Daniel stood in the hallway, listening to Claire humming happily in the shower. He walked downstairs, sat at the kitchen table, and made a decision. He wouldn't confront her. Not yet. He would know everything first. Instead of confrontation, Daniel became methodical. He ordered a GPS tracker, attached it to Claire's car wheel well. Now he knew everywhere she went. He added himself as hidden admin on her iCloud account. Every text, every photo, he saw it all. That night, lying beside her, he scrolled through messages. God, you're incredible. I can't stop thinking about Wednesday. Me neither. Same time next week. Daniel created a fake Facebook profile, Ryan Mitchell, and joined a private event professionals group Claire belonged to. He watched her interactions, saw familiar names commenting too intimately. He reviewed their joint credit card statements. Extended stay hotel, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. The Vineyard Restaurant, Fridays, 12:30 p.m. Rosewood Inn, Tuesday evenings. He cross-referenced GPS data. Different locations, different days, different men. Over the next month, Daniel compiled everything. The pattern was undeniable. Marcus, Thompson Corporation, Wednesday afternoons at extended stay. Trevor Ashford, father of the bride from a wedding Claire planned Thursday evenings at his suburban home. Graham Holt, floral vendor Monday evenings in the Arts District. Kyle Preston, photographer Tuesday evenings, downtown condo. Jameson Cross, catering manager Friday lunches at the Vineyard. Dominic Shaw, personal trainer Saturday mornings occasionally. 6 men, 6 ongoing affairs, all from her professional circle. All people Daniel had met, shaken hands with, smiled at. Daniel sat surrounded by printed evidence at 2 a.m., making a list. Marcus attended their New Year's party, helped Daniel pick Claire's birthday gift. Trevor had dinner with them after his daughter's wedding. Graham came to their barbecue with his wife, Claire's close friend. Kyle photographed their anniversary party for free. Jameson catered Daniel's office party at a discount because Claire's husband deserves the best. Dominic asked Daniel about the Meridian Tower project when they ran into each other. These men didn't just sleep with his wife. They humiliated him in plain sight while shaking his hand. At 3:47 a.m., Daniel sat in darkness. Evidence spread across the floor. 12 years of marriage. 6 years of perceived happiness. All lies. He could confront her. Scream. Throw her out. But that would be ordinary. Emotional. Daniel Frost was an architect. Architects don't react, they plan, design, build. He opened his laptop and typed, "How to form an LLC anonymously." Welcome to True Crime Files HQ, where we uncover gripping true and fictional crime stories that keep you hooked and leave you with powerful life lessons. Thank you so much for stopping by. Your support means everything. If you love stories that shock, inspire, and make you think, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a chilling new story from us. And remember, every story hides a truth. Stay curious, stay safe. The next morning, Daniel brought Claire coffee in bed. "Good morning, beautiful." She blinked, surprised. "What's this?" "Just wanted to do something nice. I've been buried in work. I miss you." She smiled genuinely. "I miss you too. I love you, Claire." "I love you too." He left the room. In the hallway, his expression was cold, empty, gone. Over the next 2 months, Daniel became the perfect husband. Flowers every Friday, compliments on her new dresses, genuine interest in her business meetings. Claire thought she'd gotten away with everything. She became bolder. One Saturday, she claimed she was going to a vendor expo in Dallas. GPS showed she drove to Marcus's lake house. Daniel bought 2 movie tickets, posted a selfie with Claire's code in the empty seat. "Date night with my beautiful wife." Claire commented from Marcus's lake house, "Love you, babe." Daniel stared at the comment, smiled, started planning. 3 months into his investigation, Daniel hosted a dinner party. He invited all 6 men, Marcus and his wife, Trevor with a date, Graham and his wife, Kyle with his girlfriend, Jameson with his husband, Dominic solo. Claire was thrilled. "This is so nice." Daniel smiled. "I've been neglecting people who matter." The evening was perfect. Claire played gracious hostess, hugging the wives, refilling glasses. Daniel watched her laugh with Marcus's wife, embrace Graham's wife. These women had no idea. After dinner, Daniel invited the 6 men to his study for cigars and whiskey. He poured bourbon, raised his glass. To loyalty. They drank. Daniel looked at each man individually. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. Trevor cleared his throat. Graham avoided eye contact. "I value loyalty above all else." "Don't you? Without loyalty, what do we have?" Kyle laughed nervously. Yeah, man. Totally." Daniel smiled. "Good. I'm glad we agree." Not one of them knew why they felt afraid, but they did. That night, Claire collapsed into bed, exhausted and happy. That was such a great night. Daniel lay beside her in darkness. I wanted to spend time with people in your life. I love you. I love you too. She fell asleep within minutes. Daniel's phone buzzed. Subject, Step 2 Holdings LLC, formation complete. He reviewed the documents. Everything was in place. He kissed Claire's forehead, whispered, "You taught me how lies build empires. I'm just learning how to make them collapse." In his office, he typed an email. To Marcus, Trevor, Graham, Kyle, Jameson, Dominic. Subject, investment opportunity. Message, gentlemen, I have a proposal that could change everything. High returns. Exclusive partnership. Are you in? He clicked send. Claire thought her affairs would stay secret. She thought Daniel was too busy, too trusting, too blind. But Daniel wasn't blind. He was an architect, and he was building something she'd never see coming. Not a building, a trap. 2 months later, Claire received a text from an unknown number. I know everything, and they know too. For months after discovering Claire's betrayals, Daniel approached Marcus at a coffee shop downtown. His demeanor was casual, friendly. The trusting husband Marcus had been deceiving for over a year. I've got something I want to run by you. Business opportunity. Marcus looked uncomfortable but intrigued. Yeah, what kind of opportunity? Daniel slid a folder across the table. Inside were glossy renderings of a luxury mixed-use development, residential units, retail space, rooftop amenities. Exclusive investment partnership. Limited partners only. The Meridian Tower project opened doors for me. Now I'm branching into development myself. High returns, credible partners only. Marcus studied the documents. The numbers look legitimate. Projected ROI of 35% over 3 years. Who else is in? I'm approaching a small group. People I trust. Daniel's emphasis on the word trust made Marcus shift in his seat. How much are we talking? Minimum $50,000 per partner. But it's not really about the money. It's about building something together. Creating legacy. Marcus agreed within a week. So did Trevor. Then Graham, Kyle, Jameson, and Dominic. Each man jumped to the opportunity, eager to maintain their relationship with Daniel, to hide their guilt behind professional camaraderie. None of them realized they weren't investing in a building. They were financing their own destruction. Daniel came home one evening with a stack of documents and a concerned expression. "Babe, I need your help." Claire looked up from her laptop. "Of course. What's wrong?" "The investment partnership. It's more complex than I anticipated. LLC formation, operating agreements, partner documentation. I need someone with organizational skills to coordinate everything." She smiled, flattered. "You want me to help? You're the most organized person I know. Plus, the partners respect you. Several of them work with you professionally." Over the next 3 weeks, Claire became the administrative hub of Step 2 Holdings. She coordinated signature pages, notarized documents, filed paperwork with the state. Daniel presented each document carefully. "Sign here as administrative facilitator. This just confirms you're handling the coordination." She signed everything without reading the fine print. Transfer of business assets, company shares, intellectual property rights. Every signature moved pieces of DNC events into the Step 2 holding structure. She thought she was helping her husband's dream. She was actually signing away everything she owned. While Claire coordinated paperwork, Daniel expanded his surveillance network. He installed a micro camera in her office smoke detector. The feed streamed directly to his phone. Every client meeting, every phone call, every moment she thought was private. He copied her laptop hard drive while she slept, finding folders labeled with initials. M private, T special, G memories. Inside were hundreds of explicit photos, love notes, detailed plans. One message from Marcus stood out. "When you're finally free, we'll go to Costa Rica. Just us. New life, new beginning." Claire's response: "Soon. I promise. Just need to secure the business first. Then I can leave cleanly." Daniel read that message 3 times. She wasn't just having affairs. She was planning to abandon him entirely, but only after ensuring her business was secure. The irony wasn't lost on him. While she plotted her escape, she was signing away the very assets she hoped to take. Daniel spent late nights analyzing everything: GPS data, message timestamps, credit card charges. A clear pattern emerged. Monday evenings with Graham often included discussions about leaving Daniel when the time is right. Wednesday afternoons with Marcus involved planning their future together in Costa Rica. Thursday evenings with Trevor included promises that once she divorced Daniel, they could finally be public. Each man believed he was the primary affair. Each believed Claire would eventually choose him. She had constructed 6 separate fantasies, told 6 different versions of her future, made 6 different sets of promises. Daniel realized something chilling. Claire wasn't just unfaithful. She was systematically manipulative, a master architect of deception. She had learned well from her mother: how to perform love, how to compartmentalize lies, how to make each person feel uniquely special while meaning none of it. 6 months after forming Step 2 Holdings, Daniel called a partners meeting at an upscale restaurant. The 6 men arrived, jovial and confident. The investment had been processing smoothly, with Claire efficiently coordinating all documentation. Daniel stood, raising his glass. "Gentlemen, I want to thank you for trusting me with this venture. The permits are approved, financing is secured. We're ready to break ground. To celebrate, I'm hosting a weekend retreat at a luxury villa in Napa Valley. All expenses paid. Bring your significant others. We've earned this." Marcus grinned. "Daniel, man, this is incredible. Bring your partners, your wives, your girlfriends. This is about celebrating relationships, the people who support us, who believe in us." Trevor raised his glass. "To loyalty and partnership." Daniel's smile didn't reach his eyes. "To loyalty." When Daniel told Claire about the trip, she was ecstatic. "A whole weekend in Napa. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you. I couldn't have done it without you. You kept everything organized." She kissed him. "We make a good team." "We do," he said quietly. "We really do." That night, while Claire slept, Daniel finalized arrangements. He'd rented the entire estate, no other guests, complete privacy, no witnesses nearby. He'd hired a videographer, telling the man it was for a corporate documentary about partnership and trust. He'd prepared a presentation, a slideshow that would play on the villa's theater-sized screen. Everything was ready. Claire packed her suitcase, humming happily. She'd bought a new dress for the trip, emerald green, Daniel's favorite color. Her phone buzzed. "Unknown number. I know everything, and they know too." Her hands froze. She stared at the screen, heart pounding. She typed back, "Who is this?" No response. She walked to the window, watching Daniel load luggage into the car. He was whistling, completely calm. It had to be spam. A wrong number. Some scam text. But her hands wouldn't stop shaking. She deleted the message, forced a smile, and carried her suitcase downstairs. The Napa estate was stunning. Rolling vineyards, infinity pool, gourmet kitchen, separate guest houses for each couple. Daniel played the perfect host. Wine tastings, catered meals, laughter. Claire relaxed, deciding the text had been nothing. The 6 men were jovial, their partners charming. Marcus's wife complimented Claire's dress. Graham's wife hugged her, thanking her for coordinating such beautiful events over the years. Claire smiled, hugged back, felt the weight of her secrets pressing against her chest. That evening, after dinner, Daniel stood and tapped his wine glass. "I want to thank everyone for being here, for trusting me, for being part of something special. Before we retire, I've prepared a short presentation. A celebration of partnership, trust, and truth. He dimmed the lights. A screen descended from the ceiling. Please, everyone stay seated. This won't take long. The screen flickered to life. First image, a map. GPS tracking data. A car's movements over 6 months. Claire's car. Her face went pale. Second image, text messages. Full conversations between Claire and Marcus. Marcus's wife gasped. What is this? Third image, hotel receipts. Extended stay, Highway 9. Wednesday afternoons. Claire's credit card. Fourth image, photos. Claire and Trevor, kissing on his porch. Trevor's date stood up, horrified. Fifth image, more messages. Claire and Graham. I love you. When we're finally together. Graham's wife started crying. The slideshow continued. 6 men, 6 affairs, 6 separate fantasies Claire had constructed. Each message, each photo, each promise, timestamps, locations, evidence meticulously compiled. Daniel stood at the front of the room, expression neutral, voice calm. For 6 months, I've watched. For 6 months, I've documented. For 6 months, I've known exactly who each of you are. Marcus stood, face red. Daniel, I can explain. Sit down. The command was quiet but absolute. Marcus sat. Trevor tried next. This isn't what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like. I have 6 months of footage. Audio recordings. GPS data. Financial records. Every hotel room. Every lie. The wives and partners were crying, screaming, or sitting in stunned silence. Claire remained frozen, tears streaming down her face, unable to speak. Daniel clicked to the final slide. It showed legal documents, LLC operating agreements, asset transfers, business dissolution forms. Claire, every document you signed as administrative facilitator transferred your business assets into Step 2 Holdings. DNC Events no longer exists under your name. Her voice was barely a whisper. What? The house is mine, purchased before marriage, prenuptial agreement you forgot you signed. Your car is registered in my name. Your credit cards are joint accounts I've frozen. He slid an envelope across the table toward her. Divorce papers. Already filed. Dated 3 months ago. Daniel turned to the men. Gentlemen, your investments weren't in real estate. They were in your own exposure. He produced additional folders. I've compiled evidence of each affair. I've sent packages to your employers, business partners, and key clients. Kyle's face drained of color. You can't. Scheduled emails. They send at 9 a.m. tomorrow unless I stop them. Jameson's husband stood, shaking. You knew. All this time you knew. Every moment. Every location. Every lie. Marcus tried reasoning. Daniel, please. I have a family. Daniel's voice was ice. So did I. The room erupted, crying, shouting, accusations flying between partners. Daniel walked calmly toward the door. He paused, looked back at Claire. You taught me how lies build empires. I only learned how to make them collapse. Behind him, the villa descended into chaos, relationships destroyed, reputations shattered, lives unraveling. Claire sat motionless, staring at the divorce papers, realizing everything she'd built was gone. 2 days later, Claire received an email from an unknown sender. Check the new ownership of DNC Events. She searched. Her company now belonged to Step 2 Holdings. A subsidiary name appeared. 2 Steps Ahead, LLC. The villa in Napa Valley became a war zone within minutes of Daniel's departure. Marcus's wife threw her wine glass at him, crystals shattering against the wall. 12 years. We have 3 children. Trevor's date stormed out, calling an Uber. Graham's wife slowly removed her wedding ring and placed it on the table in front of him. Kyle's girlfriend was already texting, probably her entire social circle. Jameson's husband walked away, shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Claire remained frozen at the table, divorce papers in her trembling hands, staring at Daniel's signature dated 3 months prior. He'd known for at least 6 months. Filed 3 months ago. Let her continue signing documents, believing she was in control. She'd never been in control. Daniel arranged transportation for everyone. By 8 a.m., black cars arrived to take each person home separately. Claire tried calling Daniel 17 times during her ride. Every call went to voicemail. She texted, "Please, we need to talk. I can explain." Delivered but never read. When her car pulled up to the house, she found the locks changed. A single envelope waited on the doorstep. Inside, a key to a storage unit, an address for a hotel prepaid for 2 weeks, and a note. "Your personal belongings are in Unit 247. The hotel reservation is under your name. After 2 weeks, you're on your own. Do not contact me. My attorney will handle everything." By Monday morning, Claire's world had disintegrated. Her DNC events office had locks changed, a sign on the door. Business closed. Ownership transfer in progress. Her business email bounced back. Account does not exist. Her website redirected to DNC Events has ceased operations under current ownership. She called her biggest client, the Patterson Foundation. "Ms. Frost, we received notification from Step 2 Holdings that our contract has been voided due to ethical violations. We've engaged another planner." "What ethical violations?" "We were provided documentation regarding inappropriate relationships with multiple vendors and clients. The foundation can't be associated with that." The call ended. Daniel had sent professional courtesy notifications to every client, not explicit details, but enough about ethical breaches to poison every relationship. Marcus arrived at Thompson Corporation Monday morning to find his desk cleared, security waiting. "Mr. Whitfield, we received documentation regarding an affair with a client's wife and misuse of company resources. You are terminated immediately." His wife had filed for divorce and taken the children. Trevor lost his city council position by Wednesday. The local newspaper ran, "Council member resigns amid scandal." Graham's wife dissolved their floral business partnership, claiming majority assets using his affair as grounds. She also called every bride Graham had worked with through Claire, destroying his wedding industry reputation overnight. Kyle's photography bookings canceled. Someone had sent his explicit photos with Claire to his professional association. Conduct unbecoming of professional standards resulted in membership suspension. Without that credential, high-end clients wouldn't hire him. Jameson's husband filed for divorce, using evidence to claim Jameson violated their prenuptial fidelity clause. Jameson lost his catering company in the settlement. Dominic's personal training business collapsed when anonymous messages went to his wealthy female clients, ask him about his relationship with Claire Frost. Within days, every client canceled. 2 weeks later, Claire sat in a budget motel room, reviewing her accounts. Joint account with Daniel, frozen, then legally emptied. Personal savings, $847 remaining. Business accounts, transferred to Step 2 Holdings. Credit cards, maxed out from years of hotels and gifts, now in collections. She applied for jobs. No responses. She searched her name online and found why. A LinkedIn post from Ryan Mitchell in the event planning community had shared concerns about ethical violations, without naming her, but everyone knew. Ryan Mitchell's profile had since disappeared, but the damage was permanent. Daniel's fake profile had poisoned her professionally before vanishing like a ghost. 3 weeks after the villa, Marcus, Trevor, and Graham met at a bar. "We should sue him," Marcus said, "for defamation, for fraud with that fake investment." Trevor shook his head. "With what evidence?" "Everything he showed was true, and the investment documents were legitimate. There's no fraud, just a development that didn't happen." Graham added bitterly. He was careful. Everything he did was legal. Morally devastating, but legal. They realized the trap's elegance. Daniel had destroyed them, using only the truth. 1 month after the villa, Claire drove to Daniel's architectural firm. Security stopped her. "Miss Frost, you're not permitted in the building." "I just need 5 minutes." "Mr. Frost no longer works here. He took a leave of absence 3 weeks ago." She drove to their former house. A for sale sign stood in the yard. She called the realtor. "Where did the owner relocate?" "I'm not at liberty to share client information." Daniel had vanished. 6 weeks after the villa, Claire received an email from an unknown sender. Subject: the real plan. "Claire, by now you understand the villa wasn't the end. It was the beginning. You spent years constructing lies, manipulating 6 men, using people as props. You believed you were clever, in control. You weren't. Every signature transferred your assets. Every document you organized facilitated your own dismantling. Every smile you gave me while betraying me was another nail in your coffin. DNC Events belongs to Step 2 Holdings now. Your client list, your reputation, your intellectual property of mine. But I'm not keeping it. I'm shutting it down permanently. Because some things, once corrupted, can't be salvaged. They can only be demolished. You taught me how lies build empires. I only learned how to make them collapse. My attorney will handle the divorce finalization. Sign the papers when they arrive. 2 steps ahead, Claire. Always. Daniel. Claire sat in her motel room, rereading the email until the words blurred. Daniel hadn't just caught her. He'd studied her, anticipated her, used her own skills against her. Every moment she thought she was getting away with it, he was documenting. Every paper she signed to help him, she was destroying herself. Every man she manipulated, he was cataloging for her exposure. She'd played checkers while he played chess. Now she had nothing. No business. No husband. No lovers. They blamed her for their ruins. No money. No reputation. No future in the only industry she knew. She searched online. Daniel Frost Architect. No results. His professional profiles were deleted. His LinkedIn gone. His firm bio removed. He'd erased himself from her reach entirely. In different cities, each of the 6 men had the same realization. They'd mistaken Daniel's trust for blindness, his silence for ignorance, his calm for weakness. That mistake had cost him everything. Claire stared at her reflection in the motel mirror. She looked hollow, haunted, destroyed. The woman who'd prided herself on control had lost it all. And somewhere, Daniel Frost had disappeared, leaving only ruins behind. Claire sat in a windowless efficiency apartment, the kind with roaches and sirens every night. She'd taken a job at a call center. Minimum wage, no benefits. The woman who once planned $50,000 weddings now ate ramen noodles and rode the bus. But something had changed in the last week. Something in her mailbox that made her hands shake every time she thought about it. A single photograph. No return address. Just her face, circled in red, taken yesterday outside her apartment. On the back, written in block letters, "Stop looking." The settlement papers arrived via certified mail. Claire signed them in the call center break room, pen shaking. Daniel kept everything. She received nothing. But as she signed, she noticed something odd in the property documents. A secondary LLC name she didn't recognize. Whitmore Capital Trust. She photographed the page with her phone before returning the documents. That night, she Googled Whitmore Capital Trust. 0 results. The company didn't exist online. How does a company that doesn't exist transfer $2.3 million? 2 weeks after signing the papers, something strange happened at work. A man called asking for Claire Frost specifically. When she answered, he hung up immediately. It happened again the next day. And the day after that, the 4th time, her supervisor intervened. "Ma'am, who keeps calling you?" "I don't know. They hang up every time." Her supervisor's face went pale. The number they're calling from, it's showing as coming from inside this building. Someone in the call center was watching her. For months after the divorce, Claire received a text from an unknown number. You want to know where he is? Her heart stopped. Yes. Who is this? Someone who knows what he really did. Meet me at Riverside Coffee tomorrow, 2 p.m. Come alone. How do I know this isn't a trap? Because I'm one of the 6, and I found something that will destroy him. Claire's phone buzzed again immediately. Different number. Don't go to that meeting. They're going to kill you. Which message was real? She arrived at Riverside Coffee 30 minutes early, hands shaking. At 2:03 p.m., Marcus approached, thinner, haunted, nervous. I hired a private investigator, he said quietly, sliding a folder across, to find leverage against Daniel. Inside were photographs. Daniel with a beautiful dark-haired woman, holding hands, kissing her forehead. Her name is Natasha Williams, structural engineer. They met 8 months ago. Claire's world tilted. 8 months, but he exposed me 6 months ago. He met her before he destroyed us. He was already building his new life while orchestrating our demolition. Marcus pulled out bank statements. But look at this. Step 2 Holdings received $2.3 million from Whitmore Capital Trust 6 weeks before the villa. Daniel already had the money. He didn't need to take your business. He didn't need our investments. So why did he destroy us so completely? What was the real reason for their destruction? Marcus slid another document across. Daniel's father died 4 years ago. Left Daniel everything, but with one condition. Beneficiary must be legally unmarried and demonstrate complete severance from previous marital assets to receive full dispersal. His father hated you, Marcus said. The trust incentivized divorce. If Daniel divorced you, but you kept any assets, he'd only get half. But if you left with nothing, he gets the full $2.3 million. Marcus leaned forward. Claire, your affair started 3 years ago, right? Daniel's father died 4 years ago. Daniel knew about this trust for a year before you ever cheated. What if he engineered your loneliness, the long hours, the emotional distance? What if he wanted you to have affairs so he could take everything and claim the inheritance? Claire's blood went cold. Had Daniel manipulated her into betraying him? It gets stranger, Marcus said. 3 weeks ago, Trevor was approached by someone claiming to be FBI. They asked about Daniel, about offshore accounts, about Step 2 Holdings. The FBI. Trevor thought it was intimidation. But then Graham got approached too. Different agent. Same questions about Daniel's financial activities. Marcus lowered his voice. What if the inheritance story is fake? What if Daniel's money came from somewhere else? Somewhere illegal? He pulled out a USB drive. My investigator gave me this yesterday. Then she quit. Said she'd found something she wasn't supposed to find. She was terrified. She said, Daniel Frost built his life on a lie bigger than his wife's affairs. And people have died protecting that lie. That night, Claire's phone exploded with messages. Stay away from Marcus. Stop digging. This is your only warning. She replied, Who is this? Someone trying to keep you alive. 3 years ago, Rebecca Vaughn filed a complaint against Daniel. She disappeared 6 months later. Never found. Claire Googled frantically. A news article appeared. Rebecca Vaughn, 28, missing. Last seen leaving Hartwell and Associates. The article mentioned Rebecca had filed an internal complaint about financial irregularities before vanishing. Her car was found near the Canadian border. Apartment professionally cleaned. No evidence of struggle. Passport and ID missing. Had Daniel killed before? Her phone buzzed again. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., Graham Storage Unit. Come alone. We're opening the USB drive. You deserve the truth. Marcus, if you go tomorrow night, you won't come back. This is your final warning. Claire Frost, this is Detective Linda Hayes, FBI. We need to talk about your ex-husband immediately. A phone number followed. 3 messages. 3 different paths. Which one was real? Claire couldn't wait. She bought a cheap laptop from a pawn shop, never connected to internet. She inserted the USB drive. 1 folder. The real Daniel Frost. Inside, dozens of files. She clicked the first photo. Her hands started shaking. The photo showed Daniel, 10 years younger, in military fatigues, holding a rifle. Behind him, a building with Arabic script. Next to him, a man with face blurred out. Caption: Kabul, 2013, Operation Sandstorm. But Daniel had told her he'd never served in the military, had never left the country until their honeymoon. She clicked an audio recording. Daniel's voice, cold and unfamiliar. The target is secure. Wife suspects nothing. Timeline is on track. Inheritance dispersal in 18 months. Then I disappear. Another voice, distorted. And the woman? She'll be blamed for everything. I'm building the evidence now. Affairs, financial instability, emotional breakdown. When I'm gone, she'll be the perfect scapegoat. And if she digs, then Daniel's voice, emotionless. She won't survive it. The recording ended. Claire wasn't Daniel's victim. She was his cover story. Claire clicked another file. A photo from 15 years ago. Daniel stood next to a woman at what looked like a wedding. Both smiling. The woman wore a white dress. Claire zoomed in on the woman's face. Then she zoomed in on the ring on Daniel's hand in the photo. A wedding ring. The date stamp on the photo, June 14th, 2010. But Daniel told Claire he'd never been married before. She clicked the next file. A death certificate. Name, Jennifer Frost, name Morrison. Date of death, August 3rd, 2010. Cause, accidental drowning. Daniel had been married before, and his first wife died 2 months after their wedding. Claire's hands trembled as she opened more files. Another document, marriage certificate. Daniel Frost and Amy Richardson, 2007. Another death certificate. Amy Richardson Frost, died January 2008. Cause, carbon monoxide poisoning, ruled accidental. Another marriage. Daniel Frost and Michelle Hayes, 2005. Another death. Michelle Hayes Frost, died November 2005. Cause, fall from hiking trail, ruled accidental. 3 dead wives. All within months of marriage. All ruled accidents. Claire was supposed to be number 4. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Now you know. Daniel Frost doesn't exist. He's a contractor. CIA may be worse. He marries women for their assets or as cover for operations. Then he makes them disappear. You survived because you were useful. A perfect scandal to explain his next disappearance. But now that you're digging, you're a liability. Run. Tonight. Don't go to that storage unit. It's a trap. Marcus is already dead. Claire's heart stopped. What? Check the news. Marcus was found 2 hours ago in his apartment. Suicide, they're saying. Gunshot to the head. But I saw the crime scene photos. Someone who knows what they're doing made it look like suicide. You're next unless you disappear. I'm sending you coordinates. A bus station. A ticket will be waiting under the name Sarah Chen. Get on that bus and never look back. Was Marcus really dead? Was this message trying to save her or lead her into a trap? Claire pulled up local news on her phone. Breaking. Man found dead in downtown apartment. Police investigate. Marcus's photo appeared on screen. Her vision blurred. Her phone buzzed one more time. 9 p.m. Graham's storage unit. Trevor and I are going with or without you. This ends tonight. Graham. Another buzz. This is FBI agent Linda Hayes. Marcus Wilson was murdered. You're in danger. Come to the federal building now. Another buzz. The bus leaves in 40 minutes. This is your only chance. Choose life. Unknown. Claire stood in her apartment. USB drive in one hand. Phone in the other. 3 choices. 1. Meet Graham and Trevor at the storage unit. Possibly walk into a trap. 2. Go to the FBI. But what if Daniel had people inside law enforcement? 3. Run, abandon everything, disappear. Spend her life looking over her shoulder. She had 30 minutes to decide. Then her apartment door handle started turning. She hadn't locked it. Someone was inside. Claire's apartment door swung open. A woman stepped inside, mid-40s, FBI badge on her belt. Claire Frost, Detective Linda Hayes. We need to leave. Now. Claire backed against the wall, clutching the USB drive. How did you get in? Linda showed her phone. Marcus's body, slumped in a chair, gunshot wound to the temple. Professional hit, staged as suicide. You're next. Linda sat down uninvited. Daniel Frost isn't just a vengeful ex-husband. He's part of an organized network. 12 men who target wealthy women, marry them, destroy them, then disappear with everything. She showed Claire a tablet, a diagram with 12 names connected to a blacked-out center. You're the 4th wife we know about. The other 3 are dead. Claire's voice shook. Why am I alive? Linda's pause said everything. You became more valuable alive. A cautionary tale. The woman destroyed by her own actions. Claire's survival was part of the plan. Claire's phone buzzed. Text from Graham. Where are you? We're at the storage unit. Trevor found something insane. Get here now. Linda grabbed the phone. Trevor died 3 hours ago. Car accident. Brakes failed. Then who's texting from Graham's phone? Someone cleaning up loose ends. Linda stood. Come to the federal building. Protective custody. You testify. We arrest Daniel. You've been investigating 2 years. Why haven't you arrested anyone? Linda's silence confirmed it. You don't have evidence. You're using me as bait. Linda didn't deny it. Claire grabbed her jacket. I'm not going with you. Then you're dead by morning. Maybe. But I'm finishing this my way. Claire arrived at Graham's storage unit at 8:47 p.m. The facility was deserted. She texted, I'm here. Which unit? Response, Unit 334. Doors open. She pushed the door wider. Graham sat zip-tied to a chair, gagged, eyes wide with terror. A man in tactical gear stood behind him, gun to Graham's head. Claire Frost. Right on time. Where's the USB drive? The man demanded. Claire pulled it from her pocket slowly. That drive has everything. Every name, every wife, every murder. You were never supposed to see it. Then why did you give it to Marcus? The man smiled. We didn't. Someone inside the network is burning it down. A traitor. Who's the traitor? You're looking at him. He lowered his gun slightly. James Rivera, former network cleanup specialist. I've killed 6 women for them. I'm done. Daniel isn't in Portland. James said. Those were actors. Daniel disappeared 4 months ago with $8 million stolen from the network. He stole from them? Worse. He documented everything, every member, every crime. He's building insurance. The network wants him dead before he uses it. What do you want from me? James handed her a phone. Call Daniel. Tell him you found the drive. The network will trace the call, find him, kill him. Then you're free. And if I refuse? James aimed at Graham. He dies. Then you. Then everyone you know. Claire dialed with shaking hands. Hello, Claire. Daniel's voice. Calm. Unsurprised. You knew I'd call. I've been waiting. Did you find what I left you? The USB drive. I know everything. Daniel laughed softly. No, Claire. You know what they wanted you to know. The network is real, Daniel said. But I didn't join it, Claire. I created it. Her blood went cold. All 12 members. Different identities. Same person. Me. I've been running this alone for 15 years. That's impossible. You never met my colleagues, did you? Just emails, documents. It's easy to create ghosts. James Rivera? He works for me. Always has. Claire spun. James smiled, gun steady. In 30 seconds, James shoots Graham. Then shoots you, non-fatal. The FBI finds you barely alive with James's dying confession about a network that doesn't exist. I disappear with $47 million. Everyone wins. Except Graham. James cocked his gun. 10 seconds, Claire. Wait, Claire shouted. She pulled out a recording device. I've been recording everything. Every confession. James froze. Daniel laughed. Brilliant, Claire. You finally learned to play. That recording means nothing legally, but I'm uploading it everywhere. By morning, millions hear your confession. You built everything on anonymity. I'm making you famous. Silence. Then James. Kill them both. Now. James raised his gun, then lowered it. No. I'm done. He cut Graham's zip ties, handed him the gun. I'm walking out. You should too. He disappeared into the night. Was this real betrayal or another manipulation? Daniel's voice on the phone. You think you've won. That recording? I wanted you to have it. What? In 12 hours, Daniel Frost will be found dead in Portland. Suicide. DNA will match. Every crime dies with him. While I walk away with a new face, new name. You wanted revenge. You just gave me the perfect exit. The line went dead. Daniel's body was found in Portland. Suicide. Case closed. Claire's recording went viral. She testified. Received $100,000 settlement. Moved to a coastal town. Changed her name. She worked at a bookstore. Started over. 1 year later, a postcard arrived. Postmarked Costa Rica. Sunset photo. Backside handwritten. You were always the smartest, Claire. The affairs, the destruction. All of it made my performance believable. Thank you. Enjoy your new life. I'm enjoying mine. A friend. Claire burned it. Her phone buzzed. Photo attachment. Daniel, different hair. Same eyes, at a beachside cafe. Next to him, a young woman, mid-20s, laughing. Caption. Her name is Nicole. She thinks I'm a widower. Want to ward her? Or watch? Daniel was doing it again. Claire stared at the photo for 10 minutes. Then she opened her laptop. Typed an email. To nicole.stevens.2024@gmail.com. Subject. You need to see this. She attached the viral recording. News articles about Daniel, everything. Click send. Within seconds, her email bounced back. Address does not exist. She searched Nicole Stevens online. No results. No social media. No digital footprint. Nicole Stevens didn't exist. Claire's phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Daniel's voice amused. Did you really think I'd let you ruin this one? Nicole isn't real. Oh, she's real. But Nicole Stevens isn't her name. You'll never find her. I learned from you, Claire. I learned to stay 2 steps ahead. But here's the thing. Nicole isn't my new target. You are. I never left, Claire. I've been watching you for a year. That bookstore job. I own the building. Your apartment. I'm your landlord under an LLC. That $100,000 settlement, it came from an account I control. You think you escaped me? You've been living in my cage. Claire's blood turned to ice. Why? Because you're the only one who ever figured it out. The only one who played the game well enough to almost win. I couldn't just let you go. So I've been studying you, learning you, and when I'm ready, when I've extracted everything valuable, you'll disappear just like the others. But unlike them, you'll see it coming. You'll know exactly what's happening, and you'll realize you never escaped at all. Sweet dreams, Claire. The line went dead. Claire stood in her apartment, Daniel's apartment. Everything she'd rebuilt. Every choice she'd made. He'd been controlling it all. She walked to the window. looked out at the quiet street. A car was parked across the street. Someone sat inside watching. The headlights flashed once. A message. I see you. Claire Frost thought she'd escaped. She thought she'd won. She thought she'd survived. But the most dangerous predators don't just hunt. They let you think you're free, until the moment they close the trap. Claire Frost disappeared 6 months after this recording was made. Her body was never found. The bookstore she worked at closed suddenly. The owner was never identified. If you recognize manipulation in your relationship, get help. But ask yourself, are you really free? Or are you living in someone else's design? Would you have made the same choices? Would you trust your freedom? Drop your answer below.